Welcome to the For the Glory podcast. I'm Fats.
I'm MicSpam.
And we're here to talk about anime and games. That's what we do.
For the glory.
For the glory, of course. Ooh, speaking of glory, who's got the belt right now?
Listen.
This guy.
Listen. I've been off my game. I've been working hard.
Mm-hmm.
Alright?
Mm-hmm.
I'm coming back.
Those hot temperatures. I hear you. So, would you like to go with your anime of the week first? What'd you watch?
I watched Darling in the Franxx. Is that what it was?
Franxx, yeah. Yeah, I've got this little clippy thing up here.
Yeah, it was just a random compilation thing that it's like 50 seconds a piece, but it'll just play through them in order, I guess.
Okay. You said it was like a FLCL, but worse?
Yeah, way worse. I mean, it's the same kind of idea, timid little boy, where the like outspoken, pervy, mysterious, sexy girl kind of comes into his life and unlocks his potential.
She's naked.
Yeah. There's a lot of that. So the show itself, crazy fan servicey. Like, the first episode, you got this naked girl going around, and the whole show, it's a post-apocalyptic future scenario of some sort, but apparently the only saviors are like kids who can only pilot these mechs as male and female teams, and it's not like they pilot them together, but the female becomes the mind of the mech, and the male rides. And by ride, I mean that handlebars come out of the chick's ass, and he rides with that. Listen, the show's weird.
It looks weird as shit. This chick's a whore.
Yeah. She is a whore.
But she's a robot whore.
She's not a robot.
No.
She has genetics from whatever the monsters are that they fight.
Oh, okay. So she's like part bad guy.
Yeah. And overall, it's just a bunch of like teenage hormones and some pretty good, like the animation and the fight scenes are really good. Shit
Well,
like
that's
that,
good.
but
So it's got at least a good art style.
yeah, for sure. But like it's not that good.
It's not that good. So
It's
like,
not that good. There are a lot of things against it.
to be honest,
not a
it
whole lot
look
for
for
it.
what you're showing me, it looks really funny and it looks very, very fan service.
Not that funny, super fan servicey. So much to the point where it fucks with the plot. Like, I don't know.
Too much.
Like you don't even give a shit about the characters because they focus more on the fan service.
Really.
Teenage hormones
So
and
it's
shit.
too much of the fan service. It's like, you know, it's probably like that one where the chick, her dress is her clothes or whatever. It's a huge one. I can't think of the name.
Kill la Kill.
Yes, that one. I watched
Same
that whole
studio.
thing. Oh, well, that makes perfect sense then.
Yep.
Because their whole thing with that show was
Overall,
fan
I
service.
would give it a 4.5 out of 10.
Well, I suck. That was a bad recommendation, MicSpam. I'm sorry about that. You know,
Well, I gave it 5 episodes. I really couldn't get any farther. I got bored and went back to fucking. I started watching JoJo.
Nice, fucking JoJo.
Yeah.
You know that's another one that goes all out, and I'm curious if you'll keep going with it like I sort of did.
I only caught like. Did have it open, probably like 2.5 episodes so far, but
Yeah. You know, honestly, I'm not surprised that the show would be made from the Kill la Kill thing. You know, you said the chick basically turns into a robot and handlebars come out of her butt cheek.
Yeah.
And, you know, it's kind of like Kill la Kill in the sense that basically she has her,
She's like
her clothes have life fibers, and that's what gives her the power. And she gets all, like, super naked to get strong.
Yeah, and she's like just super overly sexually aggressive towards this timid kid.
Yeah, she seems actually, you know, to do shit. Whereas other ones, they kind of like fake do shit, you know?
Yeah.
If that made any sense.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's intriguing. You know?
Also, she doesn't have a name because she's mysterious. But that's why I kind of fooly cooly in that kind of way. She's very much that type of character in this show.
I liked Fooly Cooly so much. I can't wait till season 2 of that comes out.
It's out.
Because, like, I've watched that series 2 to 3 times.
Yeah.
And I still don't fucking get it. I still don't get it. But it's awesome. The art style of that show is really good.
I loved it. I remember watching it as a kid, having no idea what was.
Well, speaking of fan service, let's jump on board to the You May Ask montage.
Why's that gotta be the clip that you should get a better clip?
No, this is at least the first clip because it has a point. You know, the show took me aback, and you know, someone like Jen, who's really not into fan service at all. Like, I feel like all of these clips from this are from the first 3 episodes. Like, it totally got away from this afterwards.
But even, like, some of the clips that they're showing in here are really nothing.
Yes. No, it's not that bad, and that's where, you know, Jen was just, she's got a very particular style where it has to be funny or very actiony or she's bored. So she wouldn't get this one. I really feel like this is a show hugely for... See, like, these are like the later ones at the end where it doesn't matter. Let's just go to the next video, whatever it is. But, like, this was a way more serious show. Like...
It was so...
they didn't touch on all the shit that I wanted it to touch on, so that's probably why I saw it in a negative light.
Well, the manga is still going.
Oh, that's good. You know,
but they're not going to be making any more anime.
Oh, that's sad. It's like fucking Bleach. But, you know, just a short synopsis. They, you know, I think it starts off with them, all of them trying to fight a goblin. And they literally suck so bad that they can't kill it. But they're basically, the whole thing is like a video game RPG. Like, where you would have like 5 to 6 party members where one's a priest, one's a warrior tank, one's a thief, one's a mage. You know, you got all the typical classes that you could pick in a game. And they actually really play it up like it's a game. But they suck ass at the start.
Well, that was honestly
and through the whole show.
That's honestly one of my favorite parts about that, though. They're not progressing at an unrealistic level. They start at what is essentially the equivalent of level 1, and they're not like special people in their world, like the guy in fucking Dungeon whatever, or you know, they're normal people who just happen to be.
But they're definitely. This show is a giant tease in my humble opinion. It is a giant tease. They have this great background premise of there's these kids stuck in a video game and they have no idea how they got there, but they're basically level 1.
They don't even know that they're in a video game.
They don't know, but you as the watcher know. You 100% know.
And that's another one of my favorite parts about it. They like the way that they talk. They'll like say shit. And then, like, they'll be like, oh, if I kill this goblin, I'm going to get a bunch of XP. And then someone else will be like, what's XP? And they're like, XP? Did I just say that?
I don't even recall them saying that specific part, but I do remember when he's like,
that was an example, but...
I have no idea what's happening there. He reaches for his cell phone and he's like, "Oh, I don't have my phone. Wait, what the fuck's a phone?"
Yeah,
So it's
exactly. There's a few scenes like that.
they're early on though. They completely drop that mostly at the end, except for Yume, the bow chick with the nice ass. Basically, she alludes to it, like she fucks up her sayings, but really they completely get absolved into the game and they drop that whole kind of thing. Like they don't reference it back. They're just, all right, we're stuck in a game. We don't know we're stuck in a game, but now we're living in this Final Fantasy type thing where we have to grind, level up to get further. We're doing missions for a build. There's always goblins in the same area, so they're playing a video game, but it's real. Spoiler alert: party member dies. He doesn't respawn, even though that's what I was slightly hoping would happen. It just took a different route than I expected, and it just kept going with the whole they suck. It's really personal
about it. Yeah, well, that's one of the things that I like most about it is it wasn't the main character fucking gains immense power over the course of a week and a half when it should have taken most people 10 years or whatever. They're progressing as a person should progress, maybe even a little slower because they're not necessarily the best team.
Oh,
and it shows a different perspective of this type of show, where it's not necessarily the most powerful person. It's, normal adventurers and the struggles that they go through.
Yeah, that's a fair concept, and that's why I definitely said if you've played an RPG, especially one like this that has the roles out for it, you'll definitely get a feel for it more. Like Jen, who does not play those games at all, she couldn't connect to this, not even close. And like I said, the first half of the season is a total tease. Like, they don't go back to that idea. That's why it almost begs you for another season. Because I want to know, why are they trapped in a game? Is that just an excuse to start the story? It seems like a giant tease. Plus the love thing,
I'm sure it comes into play later on in the story. I mean, like I said, the manga's still out.
I would hope so.
Yeah, something happened with the studio and the team that did like all the background art got shut down or whatever.
Art's amazing in this show.
Yeah,
I have to give it to them. Really well done.
Yeah, I guess there's just not gonna be anymore. A lot of people did want it though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
But
they also, is double tease in my opinion. They don't touch anything on, how it would get further. They don't even tease at the season end. Like, all right, we found some kind of clue or something that why we're in this game. We just accept the fact that we don't remember shit and now we're in the game. I think you could have just omitted, just gotten rid of that. I don't think it added much humor or anything. I think they could have just started it off differently if they were never going to get back to that. And then the other tease was the love interest.
I mean, I think fairly understandably they were expecting a second season, and a lot of people did want a second season. And
they didn't end it on a cliffhanger.
No, I feel like this one was mostly backstory, and then real progression was going to happen in later stories.
And that's what I would hope for.
Shit happened, and it, just didn't happen.
Mm-hmm. The last take on it was the love thing tease. I like the relationships in anime. The character grows, it's got some chick, they have a couple weird scenes, but nothing happens, and then later on it happens. Well, he switched. I swear, they wrote the first half and then completely changed and went second half. It was such a weird show. I did kind of binge it. I stayed up to 2 finishing it, because I needed to fucking know. And he didn't end up with either of them. The first chick ended up almost did a slight swooning scene with the Dark Knight guy, and then he's kind of all about Mary. So I would hope for a second season. I would want that. I doubt it'll happen because of what you've said, and honestly how it ended as well.
It's pretty much conceded that it's not going to happen. I looked at a few forums.
Yeah, that's a bummer, but overall, it was a good show. In terms of, I have to compare it to what I obviously gave 10s to. Food Wars, I almost want to give a fucking 11 to. But Yumi Yoshiki, I definitely give a 10.
That's on the docket for tonight.
If I had to compare it to those two, I'd give it a 7, maybe even a 6 point. You know what? I'm going to give it a 6.9 rating.
I see.
You know,
6.9, how particular?
Lol, drink, 69. Delicious. Delicious. But that are our shows that we had to watch for this week. Do we want to jump into the shows that we should give out, or do you want to save that and you want to jump into some Insurgency?
Oh yeah, we should get into next week's shows because that's just quick.
All right. Well, here's a quick trailer. I'm gonna actually pause the music, and I'm gonna watch this with the audio. This is like my biggest I want to see if this is good, but I don't know if it is at all. So I'm gonna make MicSpam watch it. Yami Shibai. It is in the horror. Yami Shibai, Japanese ghost stories. I'll be completely honest, I actually did spend a decent amount of time today looking through the horror categories on anime all over the place.
Oh, you were looking for a horror one in
I was
particular?
specifically looking for a horror one because I knew it was something that you would like, and I wanted to find something interesting and weird, and I think I found it. The anime art style doesn't actually seem animated. It seems like
seems
painted
hand-drawn.
pictures. Yeah, it seems very particular. And, it translates to Japanese horror stories. And the
Japanese have some scary horror stories.
They have some fucked up shit. And the only real, that thing that I would like to spoil or say in sense of it is, I guess, it's about this old guy who tells these ghost stories to these kids, and he shows them very animated picture books, and something isn't as it seems. And that's all I can really say. That really piques my interest.
I'm pretty excited for this one. Pretty excited.
I think you're gonna like it. I think it's gonna be really fucked up.
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
I got one for you, Fat. Ooh, I might change actually. Last second. You gave me a potentially fucked up one, so I could give you a definitely fucked up one.
All right, let me YouTube it then. What do you got?
But I don't know. I kind of wanted to give you this one.
Let me know what to search.
Bam.
Or you put it in the Discord. All right, let's see it.
This is
Noragami.
Yes. This is a good show. I like this show.
I'm pretty sure you've recommended this to me.
Nobody else can see what I see.
I probably have.
It's definitely an English show.
Beyond normal people's sight. What's
I just clicked whatever.
That I can see them
now. Okay, if you're from the studio behind Full Metal Alchemist, I can't be.
What's going on?
I have
to. I don't understand any of this.
I am the god Yato. I cleanse thee.
What are you playing at? I've never heard of that god. Not once in my whole life.
It looks like it's got humor to it.
And what do you offer when you petition the gods? That's right, a 5-yen coin! That's right, I'm fast and affordable. Call anytime, ladies.
I can't take it anymore. Living like a vagrant with a minor god who doesn't even have his own shrine.
He does everything for 5 yen or whatever.
I found you at last.
This looks really good.
Are you insane?
We're fighting!
God, this is
I
awesome.
know things can get painful, but
It's
people
pretty
should still
awesome.
appreciate what it means to be alive.
This is not exactly how I pictured a wish-granting god to act. Not at all.
Wish granting god. Oh, you've explained this to me. Let me see if I can recollect what you had explained to me in the past. It
Okay.
was, he's a god, but he sucks at it. And the whole premise of the place is that they all have gods that they pray to or something.
Well, they have like family temples, like they actually do in Japan, where they pray to individual gods.
Like their family, like each family name have a
Well,
god.
each
tied
god
to it?
has a temple,
Okay.
but he doesn't have a temple.
Oh, so he's a shitty god.
But that's why he's trying to do like Odd Job
That's awesome.
to get his own temple.
That sounds pretty awesome.
It's a good show.
I like that.
I actually might have to rewatch it now that I think
Ooh,
about it.
That's spicy.
It's pretty short. I don't know if they were ever gonna continue it. They definitely set it up on a cliffhanger. I'm gonna take a quick pee break.
Go for it. I'm gonna chill with the crowd.
You do that.
If you guys don't listen to this is some good beats. Ben! Hey guys, it's Ben. I'm here to amongst the stream and defend the chat from racists and those fucking vegans. How's your cast so far? We're enjoying it. We're having a good time. We just talked some shows. You know, Ben, since you showed up, I already got rid of all the shit. We're just gonna watch this chick write the same pace. Asshole, just my opinion. Wow. Wow, that's so rude. I'm actually gonna, I have the other two files too, so I'm finally gonna start uploading these bitches. It's gonna be good. Look at her, she's gonna keep writing pages. There's Garfield in the background. Oh man. But we talked Grimgar, which was interesting. I gave it a 6.9 rating. And we got MicSpam watched Darling in the Franxx, which was like fully coolly but way bad. Nah. He does his thing. So next week
I'm not pooping.
I'm not pooping. Oh, that's funny. All right, so let's. I don't know. Should we keep it? Do we have anime?
Food Wars.
Oh God. Here, the bare-chested moment, guys.
Listen.
I have become addicted to Food Wars. Okay, like it is legitimately the newest, greatest of animes that I can't believe I never watched. It's amazing.
Well, okay. To be fair, it's still new. It's still, like I said, it just like the previous season just ended like a week before we start watching it.
That's awesome. Like this is a perfect show. And here's a little
play
clip.
The clip. It's post. Oh, are you gonna play it with the sound?
I want to play it with the sound. It makes it so much better. I don't know if I've seen this, so this is like these.
You should have seen all of it.
No, I've never seen it creepily in a kitchen.
Yeah, that was after he first got to the academy. After his granddaughter said his dish was.
Oh, that might have been after the freaking credits. Oh, this show makes me so hungry. Oh, the bento box one. I'd eat those bento boxes. They both look good. He's gone bare-chested again! In front of his own daughter, though. That's fucked up.
お弁当に詰めるべきは心だとでも言うつもりかしら。大事なのは美味であるかどうかでしょ。
That's his.
精神論なんかで。
He's just sitting there.
おじい様。
Ah, I love this show. He makes it so epic. Bring me the brush. The character development in this show, I would have to say, is just partly the greatest ever. Like, the characters are all over the place. The JoJo reference literally had me in stitches.
Oh right.
Oh my god.
I
Like,
thought
they-
you would like
They
that.
do these crazy like cutscenes where they're like doing food battle. So they like shifted. It's like he's got a shining giant axe or something, and he's got a sword that'll pierce right through it with his amazing fragrance. It is the greatest. It just kills me.
And you know what? When I first started this show, I never would have thought it would have been, but like, you start to get into the Shogekekis.
Dude, I love this part. He goes to the bathroom and he's like, I didn't go bare-chested. I fucking went commando. Oh my god. I went bare before. Oh, this show is too good. Like it's just the funniest. But it also, like, all of these food recipes are actually legitimate.
And you start to like get into the intensity, even though it's such a joke because it's cooking.
I was in a rapture without intending to. Or I turned into a girl and I didn't even notice. Like the shit they do. Oh my god. Like, this was by far the best recommendation. Like I said, I'd give it an 11 now. Oh,
11.
like it's too good. Like the second season, it's like you watch the first season and it's like great character development, but awesome action scenes, as in awesome shogekekis.
Shogekeki.
Umami! But like, oh my god, like I couldn't believe how it went. Like I found myself binging it every time. I'd watch an episode and then I'd watch 4 more. Like, it was just the way. And this was such a great one. So for anyone out there who hasn't watched this, fucking watch it. Just fucking watch it. I 100% can back it.
I knew I was gonna like it because I'd seen clips, but I didn't know it was gonna be this good.
Just instantly rips the shirt. Just instantly. He rips it out.
And everyone, there he goes!
There he goes. He did it again. Oh my god. 100%.
Everyone's so into it. The
100%.
chairman went bare-chested.
He totally did it again. Like, that's their judging technique. Oh, he didn't go bare-chested for her, so clearly she lost.
Yeah.
And that's
He
actually
didn't even
what
go
happened.
bare-chested. It couldn't have been that good.
And I like the main character is loved on by a bunch of chicks, and he's completely oblivious to all of it. I'm just gonna cook. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, he's like, I just want to cook.
That's it. Like the meat chick who's basically just flaunting her tits all there. By the way, speaking of fan service, which we have been, it's got some good fan service in there.
Can we really beat that meat?
The rice bowl. She cut off his hair though. That was disrespectful. And they murder a turtle. Spoilers. It was terrible. All right, let's move on. Let's move on into video game category.
Oh.
Oh, look at this fucking spicy ass shit.
Oh, doesn't it look beautiful?
Oh my god, 10 times better than the first one. Wow, and that guy dropped instantly. So this is new Insurgency. Insurgency 2. When does this have any release date or anything?
Yeah, September sometime. The pre-order is out.
Ooh, that's awesome.
Which is why I kind of wanted to bring it up today. I love this series. I think it's extremely underrated for what it is. I mean, it's a hyper-realistic shooter where unless you go into a modded server, there's no like kill feed or anything. There's no ammo count. You very much feel like a real person in the game. If you get shot with a gun, you're dead. Like you would be.
That makes sense.
I love that about it, honestly.
I like the
there's
instant
something
death.
to be said about games like Paladins or fucking Call of Duty even. Or
I wouldn't compare Paladins to Call of Duty. I'd
I'm
compare
not
this
comparing
to
the two. but it's like some games it's fine. The mechanics work to where you should be a little bit of a bullet sponge, or else it would be pretty ridiculous.
Hmm.
But the pacing that this game has and the way that you have to kind of slowly move through the map and pick your engagements carefully and work together with your team whether you want to or not.
Hmm.
It's very real, and it very much has its own charm because of that, and the game made it work for it where it wouldn't have worked with a lot of other games. The same kind of idea.
It's kind of got the, obviously it's different, but, when I was playing this game, I thought of it as better Counter-Strike. I liked Counter-Strike.
I don't think it's like Counter-Strike.
It's somewhat.
I think it's a very much different than Counter-Strike. It's more so a hyper-realistic battlefield.
See, I never was that into those kinds of games, the big team battles, but they did it right in the sense that you definitely, it's hard to explain. I liked the game. I definitely liked the game. It was the shooter.
Well, I like
that
the
wanted.
realness, like when you, because the respawn times take a while as well, and I feel like they did that on purpose because like you want to stay alive. Like it almost gives more weight to your life, where one bullet can take you out, and it's not necessarily going to be an instant respawn if you can at all.
Mhm.
It's a different emotional trigger than say like a fast-paced Call of Duty game.
Yeah, where you just don't give a fuck. I just charge through enemies in that, but I could kill them. And I think kind of games like these, I think they just die off faster in the sense that, if you're not good, then you're definitely bad. Like, I'll admit, I really wasn't that good at the first one, but I definitely enjoyed playing it. I enjoyed getting better. It improved my aim in my other shooters and everything like that, because you do have to be really precise. And, if you hit them in the head, they're fucking dead. It's just one shot.
I mean, even if
headshot.
you hit them in the chest, really, I mean, it's realistic gun damage, honestly.
Yeah, you pretty
I
much
mean,
just.
they could survive a leg shot or two, but if you hit them in a vital area, they're pretty much dead unless they have like heavy armor.
Certainly. And I think that really, it adds a unique element to the game. But,
Also,
what
along
it
with
is.
not having the kill feed, not having the ammo counter, you don't have no radar or mini map. Like you don't have any more information than this soldier would have if he were in this situation.
Right. And that's awesome about it. I completely agree. What I was trying to hint on was the fact, though, that like Call of Duty and like the mainstream kind of big shooters that are out, they try to update, they try to change and update their game to make it more noob friendly. And I feel like this is the kind of game where if you suck, you're gonna really suck. Like, if you get in a lobby where someone's got, that really good PC aim, and you're just going to get slaughtered.
No, you're going to go some matches with no kills. That has happened before.
That's brutal.
It's not an easy game, but it feels really good when you do well.
Oh, it's satisfying as fuck. I can agree with that. You fucking go on like a 3-kill streak even, and it's like, dude, I just killed fucking 3 of them. Let's go!
Because that's the thing that it kind of replicates better than more fast-paced, like adrenaline-based shooters, is where you kill 3 guys. You're like one dude, one regular dude with a gun who killed 3 other regular dudes. Like, it's not like you regen health or fucking.
You have any to begin with.
Yeah. It feels very more like you as a person defeated this person as a person.
And I feel like personally, like I want to play and love this game, but like shooters where the difficulty level is higher, people just drop off and they just quit. They go to the easier thing. I'm amazed that Fortnite is honestly so popular because there are just, if you could do like a couple of things, you set yourself like 10 times higher than the average player, and it's just become pretty much easy mode. Like if you run into someone like lower skill, it is just, especially in a game where you die instantly, you're gonna have probably a bad time. And you know, do you have the urge to keep playing
Yeah,
and try
but,
and get
like-
better, or are you just gonna fucking quit?
But
I
that's
feel
the
like most
thing,
people are
you gotta get
pussies.
better. Most people are pussies. That's
So
why
I
they
feel
play.
like, you know, I'm hyped for this game. I'm gonna play the fuck out of it. But will it, you know, just like every Call of Duty ends up happening on PC, is it gonna die right away? That's
Well,
kind
here's
of
the
my
thing, though.
concern.
It's $25-$30, and it's coming out for all consoles.
Is it? That I wasn't aware of. Because
Yep.
I only thought of Insurgency as a PC shooter. I mean, this
Xbox,
video is
PS4,
clearly
and
on
PC.
PC.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That
Yeah,
might keep
Xbox,
the hype
PS4,
going.
and PC.
God, I can't
And
even
it's
imagine
25-30
console.
bucks, so you know, plenty of people will just buy it for something to buy. I mean, 25 bucks, 30 bucks, that's cheap for a PS4 game, for an Xbox game.
Oh, definitely. They could
Everyone's
probably,
paying
they're
for
going to
60
make a
bucks a
killing
game
off
all
of this,
day.
to be honest, if they do like
And 30
that.
bucks a game is a little pricey for us PC junkies, but
Yeah, exactly. I'm used to being like, I spent all my money on my PC, so I gotta buy G games sometimes. You know, that's kind of the way it is. And
yeah, but I feel like PC games are way more like accurate to what their game is worth. Like Fortnite has no business being a $60 game at all.
I mean, Fortnite's free.
Battle
That's
Royale is free, but Fortnite is $60.
Why the hell would anyone buy that? I just want to try it out because this is the only game I play. You know, and that's
Yeah.
you know, as a former console player for my pretty much entire gaming career, aside from the past 3 to 4 years, you know, I was all console. So you know,
I hate the way you say
especially when I
console
was
still.
what?
I still hate the way you say console.
Why?
It's not a council.
Whatever. I'm fucking from Wisconsin. You can't tell me how to talk.
It's two different words.
Your mom's two different words.
Then how do you say council?
Council.
It's the same thing.
No, it's not. I just slur my words when I'm drunk and my age. You're just being a cockmaster.
Anyway,
I am
sorry.
excited for the fact that you told me it was going to be on console, though. Just fuck you. I said it. It's going to be on the systems that aren't PC. But, you know, that might renew hype for the game. I can't imagine how this could possibly play, though, on a console. Rubbish.
I
You know, the
hope they don't
graphics
go
were never
too heavy on the. Well, yeah, that's it went from Source to Unreal as far as the engine goes.
To be fair about
I
the
mean,
game,
I
it
hope
doesn't
they
look
don't.
beautiful.
I hope they don't baby you too much with a game assist in the console versions, but I feel like you almost have to because console scripts.
Exactly. No, they would definitely do that just to, you know, it's the thing that keeps people playing. Is you got to make it easier for the people who suck. Pisses off the higher ups, but there are far less of them.
Me and you are not a higher up.
Oh,
but
definitely
you need to be able
not.
to appreciate a challenge.
That's true.
And there are some games that you play as casual games, and then there are other games that are challenging.
That's fair.
This is a challenging game. You need to be good at this game.
Mm-hmm. Well, see, games like these motivate me because I don't like to suck, and it pisses me off when I do, especially if I like the game. So, I mean, this game definitely helped my aim out. It was when we played a few, you know, we didn't play it too often, but when we did, you know.
Well, I'm more on the Day of Infamy grinding. You never got that.
No, I never got that. That was.
Which is just it was originally a mod for the first Insurgency, and then they made it into its own standalone. I know you know. I'm just for the podcast.
Yeah, no.
It's the same game, but World War II. So it's dope. It's everything about this game, but more dope because it's World War II, and I love Grandpa Gun. So I would always play that over Insurgency if I had the choice.
You know, and you know that's always the thing, really. releases are definitely huge. I mean, if you think to, what was it, like Battlegrounds or Battlefront or something stupid, that Gearbox, instead of making Borderlands 3, they made that kind of free-for-all shit game that came out at the exact same time as Overwatch, and Overwatch just blew everyone's tits out of the water, so you're not gonna win. So bad release. Like, this game should definitely not drop in, like, November. I mean, that's a terrible idea.
It's dropping in September.
September's smarter than November. November is when Call of Duty always comes out. And anyone who
I feel like that's
shooting,
actually kind of smart, just dropping it a couple months earlier.
Definitely.
It could possibly, like, scratch some people's itch for a new shooter while they're waiting for the new Call of Duty even and get into it.
Right. I can agree. It looks like a good game. Definitely gonna get it. Definitely gonna
I'm
play
looking
it.
forward to it. Absolutely. And I'm surprised that there wasn't anything about it at E3, but they are releasing it. It's going to be on sale for the next month for like 10% off.
Maybe they spent
so
all the money on that. Maybe they all spent the money on the game instead of an entry into E3. I mean, how much does it cost to even get
I
in
mean,
here?
hey. That's that only speaks towards them as a development company.
That's smart. I like
Make
it.
a good game over anything.
I like the game, so let's see how it goes. But that video has ended, and I think it's time we move on to something that we have been appreciating quite much lately, and that is another shooter called Realm Royale. I still suck at it. Headshots have definitely become the thing. So the community is bitching up a storm, it seems, in this. It's hard to really read it because the internet is a bunch
The
of
weapons are
fuckbaggies.
crazy unbound.
Very much so. Like, you get a venom pistol and there's a guy right next to you. You might as well just run to the next house.
That's not even necessarily what I'm talking about. Venom pistol's fine. It's the shit pistol. Every game has a shit pistol.
I guess.
But, like, the shotguns are garbo. The auto rifle doesn't have a fast enough rate of fire. Like, the crossbow can shoot as fast as the auto rifle, pretty much.
Yeah. Wait, what's their fix to the auto rifle? Oh, let's increase its clip size.
I guess, but it's not good. They need to buff a lot of items, maybe for a couple items. I mean, it's an alpha. Just to be fair, I mean, it's very new, even.
Oh yeah.
They don't even have their like in-game shop set up so they can start making their money back yet.
Well, the thing that happened with this game is it almost got too popular too fast, and it was literally because of Fortnite. Fortnite went down for like a day or two, so. And it's kind of funny that instead of the big streamers like Ninja and other people who just said, you know what, I'm going to try this game.
I saw through a YouTuber who doesn't usually play these type of games, honestly.
Oh, nice. Yeah, no, I saw it through Ninja. Literally, the game, Fortnite went down, so the top Fortnite streamer decided to play this instead of PUBG, which makes me laugh. And this game got huge instantly, and it's clearly got a base following now where people play this over Fortnite. And
I'd play it over Fortnite
this
any day of the week.
legitimately, well, you would. You don't like Fortnite.
I do
But
not.
legitimately, like this game, it almost took off too fast. I mean, it is an alpha, and
Yeah, but that just
the
means
internet
it's
has just become.
as long as. I mean, it's high res, so I mean, even the progression that we've seen in Paladins since we started playing it, they're gonna do some shit with this game. I have faith in them. I'm thinking even more characters and things like.
Oh yeah, I definitely think so. But I mean, it's just an alpha, and just they're tweaking the game. Like people, they might. I really hope it doesn't go the culling route. Culling had an amazing game right at the start. It was so good. And then they made an update, and it totally ruined it. And then they made another update that didn't help. So they kind of keep fucking the game. Like, this game is getting shit on right now.
Yeah, high res is pretty consistent though. They're used to these big type of games. They have a lot of popular games out. this is essentially just Paladins Battle Royale, but there are a million people playing it that have no idea that Paladins even exist.
Oh, that's
So-
completely true.
They're pretty much able to market it as its own entity and still keep their base Paladins following, who will also move over to this game because it's Paladins Battle Royale.
It's
So,
100%.
I think it's gonna go well as far as the Battle Royale genre goes.
I think it's gonna
It's
succeed.
probably
in
gonna
the
stay
long
as
run.
one of the top 3, I would say.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think it's going to eventually succeed. It's got the good things going for it. It added a unique touch. You know.
Well, I love very much the addition of abilities over building
Mm-hmm.
because
As-
it seems much more natural. There are plenty of shooter games where you're a unique character. You also have abilities. That's something that's pretty natural. You shouldn't have to Minecraft while you're trying to shoot someone.
You
And
know,
you shouldn't
that's
have to worry
different.
about someone Minecrafting on you while you're trying. It's different. It's new. Is it necessarily good? I don't think so.
You know, I can think of, just in personal experience, but I think it's actually true. Top 3 battle royales right now. You got Fortnite probably way sitting at the top. Then
Yeah.
Realm Royale and PUBG are almost similar, I would say, in terms of positioning. This game still isn't even all the way out, but they have taken their own spins. They all have something different. When you think PUBG, what does it have that the others don't have? Well, you can get
Realism.
a vehicle. It has a giant map. You can't do
Realism.
anything, but yeah, it's more realistic. Plus, it's got vehicles. It's
It
kind of the key.
definitely kind of fell the insurgency route as well, to where it's very challenging. It's very realistic. The guns perform like real guns.
They didn't
There's
help
no-
themselves by
there's
being
no-
so buggy.
There's no flitz or flare with it.
They're so
You know what I
buggy.
mean? It's all about. It's not that buggy. It's all about the mechanics, though.
Yeah.
It's realism in the mechanics.
And it even is aim lean. While you're aiming, you can lean.
Yeah,
So that's
and
huge.
the skill level's too high for most casual gamers. I mean,
Right.
and that's, if you're trying to make a AAA title, that's kind of one thing. And it's disappointing to me that nobody looks for a challenge anymore. Like, old games used to be hard.
Oh yeah, dude. Super Nintendo games, fucking even
Yeah.
Mario in general is hard. Like,
They were all fucking difficult. And-
I feel like it's made us better gamers in the long run by having
Yeah,
to play those.
But at the same time, like, it's all gone away. Everybody wants to feel like a winner, even if you're not good.
Exactly, and that's what
just not
games
how it works.
have been doing, like Call of Duty and all these shooters. They just fucking cater to the noobs. They don't care about skill. But then, like,
Yeah.
my big issue with Fortnite is that freaking, like, the skill to become top tier is to use a fucking glitch that should be in the game. So, like, that game's kind of broken, in my opinion. This game is an alpha, so that's fine. But back to what I was going with PUBG, it's got realism and it's got vehicles and large maps, much larger maps.
Very large, yeah.
Fortnite, you can fucking build. That's its whole thing.
Also,
Very
it's
unique.
very creative with its events, its game types.
Oh, they literally add a new thing every single week. The developers are crazy. I see you, Jen.
It's
but I wanna
pretty.
make this
That
point.
that's definitely a big plus to that.
Certainly.
As far as I don't like the game, but I like the way that they're
The
handling.
developers are just killing it with that game.
Yeah.
There's a huge following. They have these random Easter eggs they're throwing in, like they used to do with zombies, where it was so obscure, but people are just raving over the internet. What's gonna happen? They're gonna shoot a missile. Is it gonna be this bad guy? I don't know. I unlocked this cool picture, and they're all forming into some kind of movie scene. They did some crazy shit, and I have to respect that. That's genius. Genius marketing.
They
genius
have been doing
developing.
very well with their development, I must say.
Absolutely killer, and I think that's honestly where PUBG lacks. It just never really fixed it, in my opinion. But then going to Realm Royale, they have taken another spin on the free-for-all, and instead of just having guns, and instead of building, you get abilities where you can move or you can shoot fireballs. So I think that's a genius take, and I think what these three
surprised they were the
companies
first
have
ones
over
to do it.
everyone else is they have an idea. There's about to be 1 million battle royales coming out over the next like 5 years.
There already are.
And they're already, yeah. Freaking the new Call of Duty is gonna have battle royale.
Which makes me want to puke, honestly.
I'm so interested in what that's gonna be, to be completely honest. I love Call of Duty, so we'll see about that. But either way, I mean, they're the pioneers of these kind of genres. Now it's like you're gonna look for new games, and I'm looking for a battle royale game, but I also wanted to have this kind of RPG feature or this kind of realistic feature where people die instantly, you know. So, you know, even Insurgency itself with their kind of mechanics, they could just add a battle royale mode where weapons randomly
I don't
spawn
know.
on
That
them.
would be pretty hardcore right
It'd
there.
be a hardcore mode, but I mean, how is it really that difficult to make a mode?
And
like that
also-
nowadays?
Also, we played casual mode fucking Insurgency. There's also a hardcore mode, and I don't know what's different about it, but
Jesus Christ.
there's a
Die
more
once and you're
hardcore
gone.
mode of Insurgency. Yeah, die, die once and you have to uninstall.
Die once, we kick $100 out of your account. We have your card on file. Good luck.
Die twice, we ban your Steam account. We report you to the IRS.
Mhm. Yeah, Jesus Christ. Alright, well, I am going to start the next video, and then I'm going to grab a beer. So I'm going to
What do we
be
have
right
next?
back. We've got Blaze Blue,
Oh,
the new fighting game.
yeah. I don't have a whole lot of opinions on this. It uses characters. Well, I guess I should wait till Fats gets back from whatever, but it looks like Fighter Z style, but man, it doesn't look as good to me.
Listen for the crack. Haha. Alright. So did you said
So-
this came out a month ago, right?
Just about a month ago, yeah.
Hmm.
Looks very much the Fighter Z sort of way, but more low budget and slower. I mean, I'm disappointed, honestly. It looks slow.
It looks really slow, but this is honestly what anime fighters were. I used to watch old, I have watched old videos of games similar to these, and they're definitely slower, but they're
I mean,
fast
Guilty
and
Gear looks way better than this.
I mean, this is what it is, you know, it's kind of looking like Guilty Gear. It looks almost the same in my opinion.
Really?
Yeah, from what I've seen.
Guilty Gear seemed faster.
Maybe a little. I'm not seeing any air dashes, but I don't know if these people are good or not.
Now there are air dashes. I saw some in the video.
Yeah, so they might not be good. It's got like the same, you know, Dragon Ball mechanics, but I don't think there's a
Yeah.
Dragon Rush, so I think it's got more of a Street Fighter vibe.
It doesn't have what I love about Fighter Z, honestly. It's the smoothness, it's the visual appeal, it's the speed. It's not as flashy.
No. I'd have
The
to
moves
say,
look more generic.
thing
The
that-
combos are shorter.
just the way you were describing it, it made me want to think of something that could possibly be better than what like Dragon Ball is. I'd have to say, I think that background is very well animated.
Yeah, the background's pretty cool. That's probably
That's
I don't
about
know.
it.
I'm
I
pretty
mean,
spoiled
like when I
by
first thought
Dragon.
of this, I saw fucking. It looked like Marvel vs. Capcom 2.
Yeah. And to be fair, they're technically an indie developer.
No, so they don't have the budget for that.
But-
graphics. Shit.
Man, compared to Fighter Z, that game is a masterpiece in my opinion as far as fighting games go.
Hmm.
And it just doesn't have it. I want more games like it sounds to a lot of people like I'm just a Dragon Ball fanboy, which I definitely am. But that's not why I like that game so much. I'll take any other. I'll take a series that I don't even know, and if it has those same flashy, fast, smooth mechanics, I'm all in. Like, I'll play the shit out of it. That's what I've been waiting for out of a fighting game.
You know what? I can completely agree with that. And just to kind of touch back on what we were talking about with Insurgency, Fighter Z even has it where it's actually, you don't have to be God mode to actually do shit. They're auto combos. Like, yeah. I don't know about this. Looks like a Street Fighter.
The auto combos aren't gonna get you there though.
No, they definitely won't. But it's a good start to get you into the game with the fact that you.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It can make you feel like you're accomplishing something until you actually go against somebody who knows how to play the game, and then don't know how to play the fucking game at all.
You know what's honestly awesome about this video in particular? These fuckers are actually really good at this game. Like, you can just tell by the blocks and the actual combos they're going for. Oh, that was
the combos. They don't go as long as a Fighter Z, as flashy. Or they don't look like they belong. They look more like a juggle.
True. But
that's the thing about Fighter Z. When you go for a super long combo, it almost looks like the game developers expected you to go for that combo, even though it was a person-made combo, but it looks like it was meant to happen. Like, it doesn't look awkward.
Very true. And this game looks,
It looks good as far as fighting. I would pick this over like a Tekken. Probably. It's a little faster than that. It seems like it has a bit more going on.
Tekken's
the art style's good.
Weird. Tekken falls with Soul Calibur, and it's got that 3D sense to it where you can hold down and hit block, and you'll dash into a side dash that is towards the camera. This is definitely in the lines of Street Fighter and Fighter Z or Marvel vs. Capcom, where it's all 2D side to side.
See, people compare Fighter Z to Marvel vs. Capcom a lot. This is way more like Marvel vs. Capcom.
Oh yeah, especially even graphics wise, I can see it.
Yeah.
And
it's even more 2D. Like, Fighter Z kind of looks like the original animation. 2.5D.
Well, this is 100% an anime game. Like, they're trying to make it so anime that like, if you freeze frame it, that guy, tone it up slightly, and he, it's a fucking manga.
Well, no, but Fighter Z is the same thing, where you can pause a move someone's doing and find that same.
Oh, the quality of Fighter Z
manga
is way better.
But Fighter Z is more of a 2.5D, where this is straight 2D.
True. I give it as a game I won't play, but I can respect the people who are good at it.
I want to check out Guilty Gear.
Ooh, there you go. That's a possibility. What else? I have one more thing on dock.
Yeah, you talk about your Mario Kart. I pretty much have zero interest.
Have you never played any of the old ones?
No, I definitely did, but not in 10 years.
Well, have you played what was the one you played the most? 64?
Whatever was out for the game.
The GameCube. Okay, that was probably Double Dash. See, that's when these games started, getting weird to me. Honestly.
No. The one I played the most was for the Wii.
Really? Interesting.
Yeah.
See, and honestly, in my opinion, those sucked. They just got worse and worse with this game, in my opinion.
Nah, ever since the Wii one came out, they started going back on line as far as quality goes.
Well, quality, it's weird for Mario Kart. Mario Kart, for me, is so old. Like, the one that I played the most was literally the Super Nintendo. The Super Nintendo Mario Kart was the one I played the most. And even so, that game was really hard. You didn't have any drift. You could drift, and I never really understood it. I was really young when I was really playing it.
Well, what you start to learn as you get older is games that you remember being super challenging were super challenging because the game mechanics just didn't work.
Oh, that could be. The mechanics in that game definitely worked. I think it was just bad.
I downloaded Grand Theft Auto Vice City.
I had that for the PSP. It's trash.
On my Xbox 360 or whatever. It was like $1, or it might have been free. It's unplayable. Like with the controls, the way that it's totally unplayable. They don't make any sense, and somehow I was able to play that back in the day. So I feel like a lot of the difficulty that you remember in the challenge, just because the mechanics don't work correctly.
That's definitely possible.
The new Mario Kart games look good.
This is a great game, and I can 100% like it. I'd have to say though, just the one that I was actually the best at, just because of how many times I've drunk streamed and played Steve in it, was Mario Kart 64. They had the coolest boost mechanic where you flick it, back and forth 3 times, and you can get the red, Z's, and then you get a huge boost. And this game's got the boost mechanic too, but I've got some gripe on it. My main gripe on this game is the fact that they've changed it so much, where there's like motorcycles and there's different vehicles, and you have to have certain combinations and everything to do good. And it's like I don't like Mario Kart has always been a party game for me, so it's never a game that I'll own and take super seriously. But
now it's
so almost like
I would play this one over any of the other ones today, and the next one say this thing about. As far as Nintendo games go, for me, other than a select few like Pokemon, they only get better as they go on because they have more technology. But at the same time, I think Nintendo's a stupid company because they don't make any real game.
Very true. Definitely. You can completely agree with that. I'll agree with that on any scale. This game though, I really enjoy it, but my gripe is with the whole customized cars and shit. Like now you're just taking it too far.
If you're doing online play, that's more of a factor. But if you're playing with some buddies, it's...
The online though, like I was talking to Steve about this real quick. It was like, think if like Mario Kart 64 had online. Well, there was glitches in that game where they'd be fucking flying and doing all the shortcuts and shit. It's the
same with this, and they put them in there on purpose. It's expected out of a Mario game at this point, or a Mario Kart game rather.
Oh, I don't know. I never really. I mean, in a speed run, of course, which is honestly one of the reasons Steve got really good at this, is he watched the SGDQ run. They did a speed run of this game. So you learned a lot of the tricks on how to actually go faster. And, if you have enough coins, apparently you drive faster. So the key is to get coins as fast as possible. And at first,
I actually have been watching a group of guys play this game. First the Wii U version and then the Switch version. I mean, it's enjoyable to watch. It's almost like a podcast type of setup that they do, where they just do like a series and kind of talk over it.
Nice.
But the game looks good. It's the best Mario Kart game that I have seen. It's the one that I would most want to play out of any of them.
And honestly, this video right here is a tips and tricks video. And he's legitimately, I can only guess, showing what the best car in the game is. I know Steve has that unlocked. We'll probably be using that. I just don't like, I get down on games where it's like, you have to trial and error the shit, figure out which one's the best, or nowadays the internet, you just fucking look it up. But like, back in the old Mario Kart for the Super Nintendo that I played the most, you basically had 4 different characters, and that's it. And one was, clearly better than the others. But nonetheless...
Yoshi.
Yeah, Yoshi and Peach. And I think Toad. Toad might be in that too. They had the fastest acceleration. Everyone's top speed is the same. So the bigger characters had... if you get the boost at the start, they could body people. The middle tier characters are pretty much worthless. And then the best character was obviously Yoshi, Peach, and Toad, who have the fastest acceleration. So, I'm kind of for games that keep it simple, in the sense that you don't have to, it's skill that prevails, not knowledge. Like, if I was using any other car and I beat someone who was using that best car, you know, sucks to be him. He's bad. But if I was using a
Mario
better car, I
Kart
would
also
shadow.
is communist racing, where there are catch-up mechanics. You do get better weapons the farther you are behind.
That's
Yeah,
true.
so
Definitely.
it's not that much of a factor once you put in all those variables.
Well, to be fair, so we took this game online yesterday. Steve's already done it, and he was definitely better than me. But literally, if you didn't get the boost at the start and you fucked up something and you were in 8th or 9th out of the 12th, you could not get out of that position. The 12th and 11th place people get the awesome items like stars and lightning bolts, whereas the game literally gave me a single mushroom for 3 times in a row in 9th place. And I was like, there's no way. Because I was getting absolutely ass blasted by shells. And there was always someone who would just, he didn't get fucked by anything at the start, so he was good. You know, it's kind of like, you know, once you fuck up, you're done. It's over. You know, it's a Mario Kart though. That's what it's always been. I just wanted to talk about it because I enjoyed what we were playing. You know, I
Yeah,
suck at it, but I'll enjoy it. This is a game I don't care if I suck at. It's just fun to play. And that's most Nintendo games.
it's a
for
party
me.
game.
And it's like
It's
even
everything Nintendo makes.
you know, it's funny, Smash Bros. You know, super like tournament scenes and all the ridiculous
Yeah, but it
shit.
has no place in those tournaments, in my opinion. It's not even a real fighting game.
Oh, it's, well, I agree. It can have its own tournaments. I wouldn't really. It's so unique in its fighting game that.
It's not a fighting game.
No, it's a Nintendo game.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what it is. You know, they're just fun to play. They're not, you know, the only Nintendo games that I ever repeatedly grinded was the original Smash Bros. And, you know, Super Nintendo games because that was the only thing I had at the time. And really, the Zelda games. The Zelda games were godly. They took a lot of time. They had a great story, great premise. All for them. But pretty much every other Nintendo game, it's kind of like, it's, you know, they almost cater to the noobs too much. Like, too much.
Yep, that's why I say it's communist cart.
Communist cart. That's what it is. But all in all, if you've got a Switch and you don't have this game, you should
Communist
get it.
with a K.
Communist with a K. But yeah, you should get this game. It's super fun. I really enjoy playing it. Like, I don't even care when I lose. It's just, I had a good time.
Yeah, Binding of Isaac on the Switch. Which you still need to buy that you have the DLC for, but don't have the game.
That is true. I do need to do that. Just have a week of it and just play it for a whole week.
I mean, I think you could definitely get into it as fun. Because you're into challenging games like me.
I do like
And
challenging games.
It's very much trial and error. Like, you don't know what any of the weapons do, or any of the items, until you pick them up, unless you look them up.
Right. Which that takes too much time because there's like a million.
And then there's synergies between weapons, and then, like, weapons that'll ruin other weapons' effects, and it's a lot of trial and error.
Mhm.
And the whole, I mean, you could beat the game fairly easily, but the main goal is to get all the achievement secret shit.
Oh yeah,
it's
there's
a-
a
it's a
bunch of different
completionist game.
characters. Yeah, definitely. And, you know, those are definitely good games. You know,
I think you would be into it. I want you to at least get semi caught up in it and get most of the, or if not all the bosses unlocked, so that we can do races and shit.
ooh, we could do races. That'd be fun. I do enjoy racing. I've never been all too well, but I enjoy it. I enjoy it.
But it'd be fun. I think it's on sale for the summer sale too. If you want to grab it.
Quite possibly.
But yeah, that's one of my favorite games of all time, Binding of Isaac.
That's definitely a good game. I watched
Super
Steve
challenging.
played the fuck out of it too.
Has he?
Yeah,
I expected him to fall off.
I think he did, but he used to play it a lot. I know
Well, I go off and on, but I have like 600 hours in it.
All right, just for a final fun thing, what game do I have that has the most hours? Take a guess, MicSpam.
It's got to be Counter-Strike for me. For you,
You should know.
I gotta look at your library real quick. Does it show me the hours?
That's bullshit if it does.
I mean, I hope it doesn't, but I gotta see what games you have.
Yeah, I'll read the ones installed. Well, nah, you got it. Oh, that one's high up there. That one's decently high up there. I already know what it is, 100%. Surprise you. This is Steam games. So, like, honestly, in the past, I've clearly, like, Final Fantasy X probably had 1,000+ hours in that game.
Elder Scrolls Online. I don't know. Maybe Rocket League?
It's gotta be Rocket League. Yeah, I have a couple of competitors, but it's definitely Rocket League. Rocket League, I have 758 hours in.
Is that it?
That's probably the most my Steam games, yeah. You know, I told you I was a console flab. Fuck you. For all my life.
Let's see. It's definitely gotta be Counter-Strike.
My guess would be that.
Oh,
Mine's
yeah.
Rocket League by a huge
By
margin.
fucking far. Most of it is AFK time because for a probably year or two period of time in my gaming career, I pretty much only played Counter-Strike. I was actually good at it.
Nice.
So I pretty much just leave it open on my computer.
That makes
Just,
sense.
You know,
You know what's...
because it doesn't take a lot to run.
You know what's funny?
2,075 hours.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Mostly AFK time. Like,
Mine...
majoritively AFK time.
That's funny. I remembered a time when Rocket League was close to Dark Souls 3. And now Dark Souls 3 hasn't moved in forever. Fucking... My For Honor has eclipsed Dark Souls 3.
My number 2 is Binding of Isaac.
It's funny. The game that I told you that I play a bunch and don't stream is my second. And surprisingly so. Path of Exile at 560 hours.
Holy fuck.
Dude, the game is so good. It is just loot,
I have
grind.
Binding of Isaac at 526 and Gary's Mod at 470, Rust at 445.
What's your Shell Shock at?
Shell Shock 183.
Oh my god, I have 28 hours in that game. Oh,
You know what the
man.
fucked up part is about Shell Shock though? At the level I'm at, level 78, I am 10% of the way to level 1 currently.
Oh my god. You know, Path of Exile does a similar thing. You go through the game, you probably get to level 60, 65 out of 100. But once you hit level 90, you are literally halfway to 100.
Yep.
That's so nutty. And the game has the biggest freaking level up sphere grid system I have ever seen. And
Yeah, in Shell Shock, I'm level 78. I did the math for the experience. I am 10% of the way to level 100
Jesus Christ.
at level 78.
That's fucking nutty. That's good though. That it does it like that. Those games keep you grinding, and you know, Path of Exile is my grind game. What
It
I
shocks
really
me
like
how
about
much,
it, it's,
how many level 9800 seen though. I run into them a lot at the like higher level games that I'm playing.
that's crazy. Wow.
It's surprised, like I'm shocked that there is that many.
That is kinda
I
cool.
love. Are you watching a lo-fi hip hop radio right now? Because I love
Yes.
that.
Oh, I love it. Shit's chill and fucking awesome. I love it. I'm gonna take a quick pee. I was almost gonna end it there, but I want to chat for a little bit. I want to piss.
What are we chatting about? I want to game more. We should go play something. Maybe we'll play some Shell Shock. I gotta talk Fats into playing something since he can stay up late tonight. big drop off after Brett. Where playtime goes. I have 83 hours on Arma 3. I never fucking played it. 83 hours in Shadow War. Ah, Nether. Ah, I missed that game. I wish that game didn't disappear. It was so good. Damn. Gotta get back into that. I want to play Zombie Army Trilogy with Fats again, and I want to 100% it with him. 2 was real good.
Okay. That felt amazing.
Oh yeah?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. But just going.
I was just...
I'm gone.
I don't know, I was just thinking we should go and play something else after we wrap up the podcast.
For sure, for sure. I'd agree with that. Just wanted to take my Path of Exile note versus Diablo note. Because they're basically the same game, but not even close. They play the same way similarly, but like Diablo has nothing. Like I played that game. There's like 5 or 6 classes, and then you're guaranteed these skills. You can't find new skills. You can't do anything else. So you just gotta find the best build that you can make with that character and the gear you get. And in Path of Exile, it's just so much more in depth. There's a giant skill tree. There's some crazy nodes and builds you can do. Like there's a build that like your health is 1. It takes your health and it turns it to 1, but you can't take chaos damage. Chaos damage is like, think of it as kind of poison, but it will go right through your energy shield. So it's like an energy shield build. And you have just only energy shield. You can get your health / energy shield up to like 11,000. It's fucking, which is nuts. Like, then there's just so many different ways to play the game, and the whole core concept.
Well, that's
is
what
to
turns
get
me
rich.
off of a lot of RPGs is over complexity and skill trees and shit like that.
The thing is,
it's not noob friendly. Like you have to be at the level cap to have any real fun. Blah blah blah. Well, crap shit.
see, that's where I originally disagreed, but then I kind of understood the point. Like my one friend really, really, really wanted me to play Diablo 3 with him. So his thought was to get me up to his level as fast as possible. So instead of me actually playing the game and even learning it, it was me basically following him around while he killed
but there's
shit.
nothing
That
to
wasn't
do
fun.
in that part of the game anyway. In a lot of the like
The thing about this game,
in World of Warcraft, it's commonly said, like extremely commonly said, you don't get to have fun until you hit the level cap.
that's sad.
And that's the same way with a lot of RPGs, because a lot of RPGs are basing themselves. Fucking Warcraft, the biggest RPG.
Right. Well, the thing about this game is, so I created my own build at first, and I played the game completely, just by myself. I didn't trade. I didn't even know how to trade or how to do shit like that. Well, I didn't even beat it. I got really far into it, and I couldn't beat it. My character
There's an
sucked so
end?
bad. Oh yeah, there's a campaign. You beat it, and then it continues on into the after campaign, which is everyone's, fantasy fest. You gotta complete the atlas. There's like 158 maps. They ran so there's tiers: tier 1, tier 2, tier 3. You can only get tier 2 maps to drop. Say you just started the atlas, so you only have tier 1s. You can buy a couple from this NPC to get higher level maps, but to get to tier 2s, you can only get it to drop from a connecting map. So the tier 1 connects to maybe 2 different tier 2s, and then it just gets nuts. Your mom has 8 nipples. And only they have a shitty system. It's literally the enemies are common, magic, and rare. And that's like how it's even like how weapons are and shit, and then there's uniques. But like the rares and the magic ones are the only ones who can drop a tier higher map. So it's like You gotta grind to get the maps to keep going, then you gotta get specific ones. But the thing about the game that's huge is its giant currency system. The currency system is crazy, and Steve gets so fucking salty because I am lucky as fuck in this game, and I play it for... He's probably got like almost like 1,000+ hours in it compared to me.
Holy fuck.
And I get
play that.
so lucky compared to him in terms of drops. It's like I've run this many maps and I didn't get shit, and I'm like, I run 2 and I'll get something worth like, you know, an Exalt. Basically, think about it, it's a moving economy. It changes as the league goes on.
I don't want to interrupt, but keep what you're saying, but I sent you a video to play in the background just randomly.
I got you. They, basically what...
It just popped up in my suggestions, so I sent it over.
Nice. But basically with it is, like, I'll run 2 maps and get something with an Exalt. And, you know, the currency just fluctuates through the seasons. It depends. And they do seasons. Like, they completely changed the game with the last season that's out. But every 3 months they add a new league, is what it's called. So your character, once the league ends, reverts to standard, which everyone, you know, standard is like, if you're an only standard player, then, you know, that's weird. You're gonna have a shit ton of everything, and it's just dumb. But it's kind of like each league is different. Like, did I get lucky and get super rich this league like I did last league? Kind of, but not as super rich. So I can't do the insanely weird builds because I have to farm this boss, which, like, I have the best melee weapon, best two-handed axe in the game on my character. 3.5 Exalt, which basically think of an Exalt as a $100 bill, whereas the Chaos Orb is a $1 bill. So that kind of fluctuates in price and what everything's worth in terms of, oh, I got this insane drop, but it's useless for my character, so I'll fucking sell it. You can get insane drops, sell that shit for Exalt, and then make a god build. And it's fun. That's my huge addiction to the game. It's just, you could get something, you have no idea what it does, but your loot filter or whatever is set so that, you know, those items of that tier they pop up differently. So you hear that noise and you're going through the map, it's like, oh shit, I got a good drop. And then you check its price, and then it sucks, and you get pissed. Or you check its price and it's amazingly rich. Oh, it's like fake gambling to me.
I have one sentence.
What?
RuneScape ruined me.
Oh, I've heard of RuneScape. I never played it, I'm glad.
Oh, it ruins you.
Is that like a game of drops and shit?
It is only a loot game and grinding game.
But is it a game where you can trade amongst other online players?
Yep.
See, that's just got a similar process.
But that's all it is.
It's kind of fun. That's kind of
Okay,
what that
at
is.
one point during RuneScape's history, and it's a very different game now, apparently. At one point during RuneScape's history, you would log into a server, and that server is 13 people and like 86 bots.
Oh god.
Including me.
There are trade bots.
And you go, and I used to do it manually for years. And I started botting myself. But you would go to a river, and you would catch lobster till your inventory was full, and then you would run to a bank, and then you'd go back and catch more lobster, and you run to a bank. And you would do that for like, 6 months.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, and then you could get some cool shit. And then botting cut that down to like 1 month.
Oh god. That's brutal. Yeah,
But
that's
it
kind of the way
was-
this game goes.
It was the grind game to the ultimate extreme.
It's funny because I know I don't take this game as far as Steve has definitely taken it. Like, he's basically only plays that game. And
Steve's beat as fuck.
what?
Steve's beat as fuck.
I don't know what that means.
Never comes on the stream anymore. Doesn't fucking play any games anymore. He's beat.
It's only Rocket League. But, you know, the game's really good. I can understand it. It's fucking amazing. But the way, you know, I do one thing differently, and I farm Labyrinth, which can randomly give some good stuff. You know, it's not even that. I just get lucky as fuck. That's really what it is. It's kind of funny to me. But, you know, that's the way the game goes. It's a super one. I don't know what I am watching right now, but I'm liking it. It's funny.
Random anime compilation. Anyway,
should we end
yeah,
the
what do you say we
podcast?
wrap up this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Was
Let's
that
do that.
glorious enough for you?
Oh, it was glorious, yeah, for me.
Oh, the glory.
Oh, Bobby!
Oh, the meat juices.
Meat juices. How can we beat that meat? My God. Well, that's gonna wrap it up for the podcast, but the stream's gonna keep going, guys. So when you catch this on YouTube, because I'm gonna fucking upload these. That's fucking upload the videos. Okay.
Better.
I'm gonna do it. But I'm gonna end this recording. So guys, I hope you enjoyed our awesome discussion of podcasts. MicSpam has, what do you have? What did I send to you? Fuck. Hang on. I
have
sent
it
him a cool
in my
ghost story
direct
show.
messages for once, which is nice.
It was come on.
God, we were talking a lot about this podcast.
Oh, it was going.
Yami Shibai.
Yes, Yami Shibai, Jeff Deeds Ghost Stories. You've got that one, and I've got that awesome looking fucking show. What the hell? Noragami. So we're going to be discussing that next week. And, yeah. This was Fats.
And MicSpam.
For the glory!
The glory.
Bobby! Have yourselves a fantastic evening, or night, or day, whenever you watch this, and we'll see you then.